Hello, everybody, and welcome to this presentation with myself, Gemma Shooter. I'm one of the strategic client partners here at the AICPA and CMA, and I'm going to talk you through the CGMA Finance Leadership Programme. We are going to cover what it is, why choose FLP, the FLP experience, the structure, the assessment, completion time, subscription options, subscription prices, give you a little bit of a demo and a tour around. So I hope you enjoy it. And if you do have any questions, please feel free to pop them in the chat box. So, what is the CGMA Finance Leadership Programme? So, first and primarily, it is a globally recognised professional chartered management accounting qualification. The CGMA Finance Leadership Programme is a competency based digital learning experience and an alternative pathway to earn the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants professional qualification and the Chartered Global Management Accountant CGMA designation, the most relevant global finance qualification for a career in business held by over 150,000 finance professionals worldwide. So, some of you have been asking, does the PQ objective test still exist? Yes, it does. And absolutely, if you still want to do that route, you can do. This is an alternative route to gain your CGMA designation. It is a globally recognised qualification. In the UK, it's equivalent to about level 7. To benchmark that, a degree is about level 6. So it's equivalent to like a master's level qualification. So the program is split into 3 pillars for those of you that are familiar with the CIMA qualification. And it's also split into 3 levels. So you will operational level, management level, and strategic level. And essentially, you will advance from foundational business principles to the most advanced strategic topics to take on critical business issues impacting finance today. Then you will go beyond competency development and prepare for the case study exams to earn the CGMA designation with the case study review courses. Within the UK at the moment, and also globally, there is Skills Plus package and a Skills Premium, which include everything you need to build your proficiencies. But Skills Premium does include some additional features to help you fast track through your studies. I will talk through these in a little bit more detail. And you will receive expert tuition throughout the competency learning and case study preparation and be supported throughout, depending on obviously which option you choose, which again I will talk through later. So, a couple of other features and benefits. So, the qualification will help your staff or yourself as a student build finance competency across a broad set of technical business, digital people, and leadership skills. It focuses on real world business and finance application and knowledge integration in a digital world, kind of primarily. That's kind of where we're kind of working at the moment. So, 2/3 of the syllabus is management accounting and 1/3 is financial accounting. It's broken down into digestible learning content, micro learning chunks. Skill sets feed into the end of topic assessments and business simulation assignments to help you prepare for the case study exams at the end of each level. Now, you still will get tested and you do need to pass the end of topic assessments. The business simulation assignments are like a little mini case study. And again, I'll show you these when I go onto the demo. So it's very much a self-paced route, which quite a lot of students are liking. If you've got a busy life, if you're working, if you've got family, you've got children, you can log on to this anytime you want. You can also log on to your phone, whether you might be out in a queue somewhere and you may well be driving, you want to listen to a podcast, you can listen to the videos within the FLP on the go or on your desktop from the comfort of your home. There are different all-inclusive subscription models that cover all 33 competency areas, tuition, learning, assessment, exam fees, and all subscription fees. And essentially, it is going to enhance your career and open the door to career opportunities worldwide. I always think of learning it's career assurance and it's insurance for your life in business or whatever career you choose to go down. This qualification will be beneficial to you. So, why do we need why the Finance Leadership Programme? So, as an organisation, as an institute, we do huge amounts of research, and we worked with a lot of finance professionals from a lot of businesses from around the world to help identify the skills that you need. And finance leaders have told us that new finance staff need to be able to integrate, apply, and communicate, contribute insights into drivers of cost, risk, and value, and essentially create influence and effective business partner relationships. And in our last update of the CGMA competency framework, we've also added digital skills at the heart of the CGMA competency framework, and you can download this tool off our website. So, as mentioned earlier, the skills you will learn are technical, business, people, leadership, and then also ethics, integrity, and professionalism is underpins and underlines all that as well. So I've added in this slide. It's from an old presentation on the future of finance, but we're all familiar with obviously that kind of notion of, robots are going to take our job, things are being automated. Well, this slide essentially came from a deck that maybe is a year or so old now, but I still find it very useful. So we can see that the jobs that are at risk are those kind of financial reporting risks. That's where there is more risk of those jobs being automated. And where there is a heavy more influence is to upskill staff. It's really in these last two quadrants, which is the influence and impact piece. And the CGMA Finance Leadership Programme really does help upskill your finance staff within these areas, but also it will train them to understand the technical and deep knowledge skills that are required, but very much more influencing and impact, which is where our studies and research have shown that finance staff really need to be upskilled in. This little picture, or a couple of pictures rather, I have added in, shows you, again, globally we work with employers from around the world. This one was taken at one of our USA summits, and we are forming a group in the UK as well, which will cover Europe as part of our major employers group. If you would like to be part of that, please do let me know, drop me an email. And you would have an interview with our head of the UK and also our VP of Business Development. They are currently talking to employers in Europe about the current challenges post-pandemic and obviously post all the other issues we're having. So these sessions they hold, they're really, really useful, and they help inform what goes into our curriculum, what goes into our learning, and also our CPD as well. You can see on the back wall here, there are lots of brainstorms that have taken place, and we really do put this into practice. Here's just an example of one of those brainstorms, and as you can see, this is just some of the things that they, talked about in terms of what's going on in terms of disruption and the future of finance, and some of the things that are on CFOs' minds. Obviously, being terrified, or the notion of being a terrified dinosaur. There's a lot of people out there. It's like, what's going to happen next? Things are moving at such a fast pace. But this gentleman called Pascal Finette, he has this kind of notion that we must disrupt disruption, and also kind of really kind of be at the forefront of finance, and also make sure that finance is leading the way rather than kind of being a terrified dinosaur. Otherwise, we will, we won't hold a seat at the table. But some of the issues that came up, were upskilling staff, having the notion of being very agile around core and edge, having sort of a core business, but then also just being able to be so agile, like a speedboat would jet around off the large tanker there. So lots of ideas that get spilled out into these things. So we are encouraging employers to participate in these roundtables. So if you would like to join, please do message me. That's my email address there. I would love to hear from you. Again, this is just some of the topics that come out of those sessions. I'll let you read through these when you go back. I'm not going to talk too much detail about them, but you can see that, again, the topics that feature highly, finding and retaining talent, maintaining culture, the need for new competencies. 60% of attendees said that that's really a key kind of thing that they need help with. I've also linked some further videos for you to watch, which are really useful. So please do feel free to watch those afterwards. They're on YouTube. So if the links, for whatever reason, aren't working, do go to YouTube and type in these names and it will bring them up. So to the employer, and kind of, I guess, where we're getting to with this is all these issues that are out there at the moment. The CGMA Finance Leadership Programme really does kind of bring together a solution, essentially. It's a digital solution. It's real-world advantage through real-world learning. It's going to provide you confidence and assurance, and it's a plug-and-play solution. So it can be instantly deployed with very little or no overhead, and I'll show you again this in the demo. So the structure, excuse me. The structure, obviously I will show you in the live demo, identical to the PQ or the objective test route. It's just that where there's yellow rosette, that has been replaced with a digital certificate. Everything else pretty much stays the same, other than that there are no objective tests for the equivalents of E1, P1 and F1, ET, P2 and F2, and E3, P3 and F3. However, what is the same is your strategic case study exam, your management case study exam, and your operational case study exam. The blueprints I have linked below here. Please feel free to have a look at those. It's 100% aligned with the CGMA syllabus. Learning and assessment is broken up into competency areas. Case study review and mock exams are included, and we are in the development stage of a foundation level as well, which will it will be another option to the certificate. So the experience, again, this kind of is similar to what I've already said. However, the programme entry, if you're not sure what level you need to come in at, please feel free to drop me a message and I will help you based on your previous education or existing CGMA exam progress, and that can be mapped. So if you have passed E1, then yes, you will be exempt from it. If you passed F3, you will be exempt, and that will be mapped onto your portal. The proficiency development, so a couple of things I just wanted to point out there. So it is a personalised learning journey. So if you're qualified by like 8 years, 10 years, 15 years, and you want to get a professional qualification, there are pre-assessments inbuilt into the FLP programme, which will allow you to take a pre-test. If it deems that you're an expert in IFRS 16, it will allow you to skip that bit and not take the test or do the learning for that bit. So it's intuitive in that sense. The knowledge integration, again, everything that you do is real-world business simulation assignments. So it really is going to develop the application and integration of skills. Case study exams, again, I'll show you where those are, but you are going to get support, whether it be you do the Skills Plus or the Premium, depending on kind of where you feel like you need extra support. Some people do feel like they need that extra tuition. And then 3 to completing. So once you have passed all your tests, as in like the knowledge assessments and knowledge checks and your case study exams, you'll need to confirm your professional work experience and apply for the CGMA designation and CGMA membership. And obviously that's your PER, and we'll send you the link in order to complete that. So the learning structure. So as mentioned before, I will show you on the dashboard. So you've got competency, skill sets, topics, knowledge checks, end-of-topic assessments, and then the business simulation assignments. That is kind of easily demonstrated when I show you the portal. On the right-hand side here, though, some useful kind of stats in terms of how many topics there are and kind of at which level, although you cannot see the detail from a PowerPoint slide deck, so I will show you. But obviously, management level and strategic level, obviously the skill sets and competencies, whilst they may be a lower number, they generally tend to have more content in them. So just a couple of other bits on case study exams. Again, they're the same. So February, May, August and November as per the objective test group. 3 hours in length, all open-ended questions graded by evaluators based on case study scenario information. Within the FLP programme, you will have 2 free mocks and you will have 2 attempts at every case study that you attempt as well. So if you fail it twice, you will then need to pay for the third one. But up to that point, everything is included and you can book the exam via your portal through to Pearson Online. You can book in a centre or you can do it at home, online and proctored. Average time frames. Some people like to know this, and we always get asked this question. It's a tough one. It really does depend on how motivated you are, what you've got going on in your life, and really, how dedicated you are to study. So if you think that you are somebody that needs that extra bit of motivation, I strongly do recommend you go for perhaps FLP Premium with a tuition support. Therefore, you should be able to maintain that kind of momentum. But everyone is different. So please do feel free to reach out and ask me. Excuse me. So the FLP subscription package options. So Skills Core is available outside of the UK. It's currently not available in the UK at the moment. So just in the UK, we have Skills Plus and Skills Premium. Obviously, they are available globally as well. Essentially the same thing. The only difference with Skills Premium is, as mentioned, there are live sessions and you will have academic support. Currently with Kaplan, although we are introducing new tuition providers. Excuse me. So prices. These are the prices inclusive of UK VAT. If you are an employer and you're representing a group of students, please do reach out to me again and I will discuss group rates for you. We do offer a discount for group purchases. These discounts are available up till the 31st of December 2022. So at the time of recording this, this is still in place. However, this is being phased out from January 2023, and global prices will apply to everyone enrolling in the program. So LB Skills Premium, a lot of people ask, when are the lectures? When can I do them? So you will get a timetable for the level that you are on, whether it be operational, management, or strategic. They do run across different days across the week, depending on obviously which level you are at. So they're in evenings. I do believe they have added some day ones now as well. But again, please ask me for your individual timetable. And they will give an overview of the topics, tricky topics, and scenario-based questions. So each cohort that starts, and the intention is that there currently will be like 4 start dates per year, depending on obviously when you enroll, you will start with one of your cohorts and work towards that kind of time frame. So you can join, you can go as fast or as slow as you want. You don't have to do the learning. You can just do the self-paced stuff and then maybe do the case study class, whatever support you need. There's also academic support there, which is 362 days per year. Times are on there as to when you can email those tutors. So they are there weekends and bank holidays. So you will, obviously, if you get stuck, you can email them, drop them a message. So I'm now just going to pause, and then I'm going to come back in and show you the portal. So just bear with me and I'll see you shortly. Alrighties, so welcome back. I've had a little break. So just rolling on to part 2 now of this presentation. So this is the actual live platform of the CGMA Finance Leadership Programme, what it looks like when you log in. This is my own personal dashboard, which I use for demonstration purposes. I have no burning desire to become a management accountant, but I do elements of the learning in order to help my understanding of it and in order to help me explain it to my clients. And I find it very useful, even though I don't work in finance. So this is going to be useful if you just need your maybe sales team, such as myself, to understand finance concepts, or maybe procurement teams, anybody that's working in a commercial role, it is going to be useful. So that's kind of my reason for doing the learning. And also it's quite interesting to understand how business models and so forth work. So without further ado, I'm going to just give you a bit of a tour. Some of you may have seen this before in some of my previous videos, but essentially this is your dashboard. You've got your current skill set where you're learning. You've got your current progress over here. You will get messages. You've got your resource library, which we are continuously adding to. And then news down the left-hand side here. At the top right here, you've got weekly topics completed, weekly skill sets completed, and then your overall progress down here as well. And also this button here, you would schedule your case study exams. So I am going to go on to show you the competencies. So this is equivalent to the operational level. So the blue is equivalent to E1, orange is P1, and the greens are F1. And it's the same at the management level and the strategic level. So if I go back to the management level, you can see this would be equivalent to E2, P2, and F2. And strategic again, E3, P3, and F3. Now, some of you have asked, can you please show me some more of the detail of these? So that's the purpose of this video. So I'm just going to show you, for example, what the structure looks like. So if I go into here, now this is one I've completed, but I'm going to revisit the learning so you can see what it looks like. So I can kind of scroll through it. So this is kind of what an area, a skill set topic would look like. As you can see, there's lots of reading in this one, and scattered with some videos and then some interactive exercises. Now, if you haven't done these before, you obviously do the exercises, and then it will also give you knowledge check feedback, and then you'll go on to the next exercise. Now, these get bigger and bigger, sort of the harder the level you do, but they're really useful. And once you've done the conclusion, now if you haven't already passed the end of topic assessment for that area, it will take you to an assessment. I have already done this, so it's not going to take me to the assessment. It will just take me back to the next layer, to the next topic area. So I'm just going to go back. So for example, within this one, I just want to point out, so at the top here, so this one's got 1, 2 topics within this kind of little area. And then if I go back, excuse me, I have a really bad cough a moment. This one, let's see how many topics this one. This one also has 2. Some of them do have more, some of them have less. Let's have a look in the cost accounting one. This is another one I've completed. This one has 3. So some of them have like 5, some of them have 2, just depending on obviously how difficult the topic area is. So if I go into financial statements, again, this is one I have partly done. I'm just going to show you obviously what this one obviously has more mathematical equations in it. But at the end of here, it would take you to an assessment. Now, obviously, I'm just going to put in some random figures in here. And obviously, it's going to be wrong because I'm guessing it. But this is what these assessment looks like. You will need to progress in order to go through. Some of them are multiple choice. And you just go through. Obviously, it's going to be wrong because I'm guessing them. But this is essentially what the end of topic assessment tests look like. If we go through there. Now, obviously, if you fail that, it's going to say this. Unfortunately, you have not been successful in this assessment. You'll need to revisit the learning. But you can do that straight away, or you can continue learning something else if you're fed up with that topic. So obviously, I generally tend to go back and go, okay, I'm going to revisit that because it's at the forefront of my mind, but you don't have to. So that's what that looks like. And as you can see, there's a lot more kind of topics in there, a lot of IFRS topics in there for you to cover. So let's just go back up to the top here. So that's kind of the structure of the learning. I hope that helps you. And then within the actual learning tab itself, that's going to take you back to whatever you're learning. So if you just jump in and you just want to go back to whatever you were learning yesterday, that's the tab to go to. In your exam review, now currently I'm enrolled at operational level because that's where the star is. Now, obviously, depending on what level you come in at, that's where you will enroll. And then there, obviously, once you've booked your case study exam, it'll tell you when your graded assessments or assignments are due. And then if we scroll down here, you've got your core activities you need to complete, exam structure, and just really like as much helpful information in here that you need. Now, if you do need extra support, you can buy extra support from ourselves for like the Kaplan Premium webinars, or you can look to a local tuition provider to get case study support, whichever you prefer. All we would say is do make sure you fully understand what you're buying before you purchase it. But essentially, this should be everything you need here to get you through it. So mock exams, obviously, they're listed here. The 2023 ones have now been released for February, so I could go in to those and download them. So it's not letting me do that yet. Let's have a look at the task. So this is a mock exam. This one obviously has expired, but I'm just showing you for demonstration purposes. And we just read through here. It's a fireworks case study. So that's going to ask me 2 topics there. So I'm not going to go through that now, but there's a lot of resources in there for you. So onto the report. So this is a report for yourself. It also can be a report for your line manager. If they are looking after, say, 5, 10 students, they'll be able to see all of your names listed here and all the topics that you have completed and all the skill sets you've passed at each level. One of the things that's really great about this is that within the competencies, you don't have to wait until you've passed the case study for the operational level in order to be able to go on to the management level. As you can see, I've passed E2 and I've passed the equivalent of E3. So you don't have to wait until you pass everything at this level in order to progress on. So I think that's a really good thing. In terms of your certificates, they will load up in your My Account and they look like this. So that's what they look like. They are digital and they will be loaded into there. In terms of your actual diploma certificates, they will be posted out to you identically to the normal, so the normal route, the objective test route, and yeah, that essentially everything else is the same. So that kind of concludes kind of my little tour of the portal. I hope you found this really helpful. If you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I hope you find this helpful. But yeah, look forward to hearing your thoughts. Thanks ever so much. Bye.